but as I began my teacher training, I was unaware of what awaited me. I had entered another pressurized profession, but it was one that did not enjoy quite the same love and respect as medicine. It was like jumping off the Titanic, only to be rescued by the Costa Concordia. 3 decades and 7 schools later, I am a soon-to-retire head of a state secondary school. On the wall in my office is a children's toy, the plastic monster's head, which, if pressed, emits a pre-recorded message. The message is, "It beggars belief," and is my favorite and most frequently used expression. I press the monster whenever I, pupils, parents, staff, or the Department of Education, DFE, do something that is notable, ludicrous, odd, bewildering, or unreasonable. It is pressed so often that I am forever having to replace the batteries. I have gathered together in this diary a collection of the key incidents that over the past 30 years have demanded a press of the monster. The incidents range from my embarrassing assembly on how much sex everyone was having to the ridiculous 2020 exam grade fiasco. Collectively, they illustrate the daily grind of life at the whiteboard face in UK schools. They may go some way towards explaining why teachers grumble so much, are fiercely defensive of their long holidays, and, in particular, why it is not so easy to become a hero head. If not, the least they will do is to show how the trauma of school life can, so often, beggar belief. Nick Smith, August 2021. Part 1. In Training. January 1991. The Zoo. After laying down my stethoscope, I had 8 months to wait until my teacher training course began. So I sought some suitable employment to tide me over. I was fortunate enough to land a job at London Zoo, looking after the diving birds. The undisputed superstars of my section were the penguins, and, charmed by their endearing appearance and jaunty nature, I looked forward to caring for them. How curious that it would be here, in the zoo's iconic penguin pool, that I would learn the rudiments of classroom management. The penguins were as good as gold when their usual keeper was present, but as soon as I was on my own, they turned on me. On entering the pool, the whole jabbering pack would surround me, and I would be subjected to a sustained pecking assault. They would peck at my hands and legs, demanding food and attention. It was all I could do not to run, yelp, or shove them hard into the water. Unfortunately, none of these were options because the pool was constantly surrounded by visitors, cooing and giggling at their madcap antics. To top it all, much of my day involved cleaning up excrement. On the positive side, by the time I left, my future classroom management skills had developed considerably. I had acquired a 6th sense and a 3rd eye, so I could identify the troublemakers at 20 paces. I could distract them from their pecking and get them to follow me in a semi-orderly fashion. Sadly, I never gained any control over their bowels. This experience came in handy when I spent a week in a primary reception class, a prerequisite for my course. Here, the adorable 5-year-olds were as good as gold when their usual teacher was present, but as soon as I was on my own, they turned on me. On entering the classroom, the whole jabbering pack would surround me, and I would be subjected to a sustained pecking assault. They would peck at my hands and legs, demanding food and attention. It was all I could do not to run, yelp, or shove them hard under a desk. Unfortunately, none of these were options because the classroom was often surrounded by parents cooing and giggling at their madcap antics. To top all of this, my day also involved cleaning up excrement. However, I was thankful for my time at the zoo because my penguin taming skills meant that my week with the reception class was bearable.